Today I'm going to show you how to dye pine needles using RIT dye so that you can add colors into your coil basketry projects. Hey there, my name is Brittany. Welcome to Basket Weaving with Textile Indie. If you're interested in pine needle basketry and basketry in general, check out my channel. I have lots of videos, tutorials, and inspiration in pine needle basketry, rattan, and the channel continues to grow. A quick overview of how to dye pine needles, and then we'll go over tools and materials. First, you're going to gather your pine needles and then clean them, and I have a video on that here. Allow those to soak until they're soft, like I have here in some hot water. Then you're going to take those and create a dye bath using your RIT dye and some table salt. We'll put that on a heat source and heat it for 30 minutes to 2 hours, depending on how dark you're trying to get your needles and the effectiveness of the dye. Then we'll remove that pot from the heat, allow it to cool, take the pine needles out, rinse them off, and then do a vinegar bath to ensure that the excess dye has completely rinsed off and they're less likely to bleed onto your basket projects. What you'll need for this project are RIT dyes, and you'll want a RIT dye that's dark. A RIT dye that is a light color isn't going to work on your pine needles because you're working over a base color. Pine needles, as you gather them, are either going to be this golden brown or a green color, and they won't take up light or show light colors. If you're trying to dye like a light pink or light purple, that's not going to show up on your pine needles. You need a rich deep color, so I have black, brown, scarlet, dark green, and navy blue here. All of these I've experimented with before and they work fairly well on pine needles. Now, once you have your RIT dye color picked out, you're going to need some table salt. I'm just using Morton table salt and a measuring cup. You'll also need a stainless steel spoon, a measuring spoon, a bin for your pine needles to soak in. I like having a towel handy. You may want some rubber gloves to protect your hands so you don't get them stained with the dye, and then some sort of pot. I am using this turkey basting pan. It comes with a lid, and I really like this setup because I can put the pine needles in here straight in and they don't bend or curve. You absolutely can use a round pot, and I will be dyeing a second batch in my large round pot here. If you have something that's not quite as ginormous, then you'll just curve your pine needles around into the pot so that they sit in there, and they'll curve around against the walls, but that won't ruin the pine needles themselves. Now, step one is to clean your pine needles and then allow them to soak in hot water for 30 minutes. While that is happening, you can start creating your dye bath. So here I've filled this pan with enough water that when I put the pine needles in there, it's going to cover the pine needles. You don't need a lot of water for this because pine needles don't take up a lot of room, and you just need the pine needles to be able to move and have the dye kind of move around the pine needles easily. I'm going to start with some scarlet. So shake your RIT dye bottle. You can also use powder. I would just use half as much, I think, for a powder compared to the liquid. So I'm going to use half a tablespoon and then swish this around to get the dye to evenly distribute. Actually, I'm going to go for the full tablespoon, so I'm going to add another half tablespoon. Now, for this size of batch, I'm going to use half a cup of salt. If you're using all-purpose or general-purpose RIT dye, the RIT company suggests that you add salt to get it to adhere to whatever you're dyeing to the best effect. So I'm going to take some of my salt and swish around half a cup in here. I'm going to set this aside and work on a second dye bath. For this one, I think I'm going to do navy blue. So I'm using this large pot. I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of navy blue into my pot. You can swish your spoon around in there to get all of that dye into your dye pot. And I would suggest using the gloves at this point so you don't get your hands dyed. I'm working fast, so I'm just going to skip that part. You need half a cup of salt. So get that in there and swish that around. Once your salt has completely dissolved, you can add the pine needles. and then spread these out in the dye bath so that they can move around. And now we'll put this on the heat source at a medium-high heat. You don't want it to completely boil, but you do want it to come to a steamy, almost simmer. So probably around 180 degrees Fahrenheit. Put this on that heat and then hold that heat below a boil for about 2 hours. Or you can check it to see how the needles are taking up the dye and go from there. Once your needles have dyed for that 2-hour time period, you're ready to pull them out. So lift them out of the dye bath. You can let it cool first so that you can handle these. This is when I would definitely wear the gloves. You'll lift the pine needles out and then gently rinse them in some warm water, not hot, not cold, but warm water until the water runs clear. And then create a bath in your plastic bin of 1 part white vinegar with 4 parts water. So that would look like 1 cup of vinegar to 4 cups of water. Allow the pine needles to soak in that mixture for 15 minutes. You want to do each color in a separate bath because if any of it bleeds, it will potentially mess up your other color. Allow that to soak for 15 minutes and then you can rinse that off, and this should help with the bleeding. I found that blue often rubs off on my fingers while red bleeds a bit, but that's not something I have exhaustively tested. Once you've set the color with the white vinegar bath, you'll want to completely dry your pine needles to ensure that they are bone dry before you store them. Unless you're going to go right into your weaving projects and start using them, then you can just allow them to dry somewhat so they're not waterlogged and start using them in your coiling projects straight from there. Because they're already hydrated, they're nice and pliable and ready to use. I've discovered that because of the heating process in dyeing pine needles, you don't want to rehydrate those pine needles very many times. They become more and more brittle the more times you hydrate them. So if you can use them right away or plan to only hydrate enough or soften enough for what you're going to use right away, that is ideal. For drying, lay your pine needles out in a thin layer on a thin towel or out on newspaper, something that's going to absorb some of that moisture and hopefully not stay damp for a very long time. At this point, you don't want to expose these to direct light or direct sunlight for an extended period of time, so I wouldn't dry these outside in the sun because they do need to go through a single drying process to set the colors fully before they'll withstand light exposure. They should last longer after you've dried them once, but that first initial go around, they need to dry before they're exposed to sun. If you are going to be working with them right away, once it's woven into your project, allow it to fully dry and then it should be set and good to go. If you do dry your dyed needles, go ahead and soak them in warm water. Don't add them into hot water because that will wash away some of the dye. Just warm water, allow them to sit for 20 to 30 minutes and then they'll be pliable enough to work with again. A good trick for storing your dyed pine needles is to bundle up each color with a rubber band or a twisty tie, something that's going to hold them neatly together. This is of course after they've completely dried. And wrap each bundle or each color in a piece of newspaper or a piece of paper so that you can store them in a bin together without having them touch. A great way to do this is have colored papers that match the color of the pine needles. So you have red wrapped in a red piece of paper. This will help you to identify what is what when you're going to do your projects. It'll also keep the pine needles from rubbing up against each other and transferring dyes. And that's how to dye pine needles with RIT dye. This is a quick overview. I hope you have fun. I'd love to hear what colors you use. Leave a comment below with the color that you tried. RIT dye also has a library of recipes for a variety of different colors, so many colors, on their website, ritdye.com. I think it's called the Color Library or Color Encyclopedia or something like that. But you can go and they have recipes of their different bottle dyes or powder dyes and how to mix them together to create a variety of different colors. So that's a fun rabbit hole to go down. Like this video and subscribe to my channel for more basket weaving content. Thanks for being here. Watch this video and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.